Ryan from Driving Sports TV has challenged us to a serious off-road trail in his Tacoma TRD off-road. So that's what we're doing today, and Top of the World has some really pretty legendary ledges that we're starting to explore now. First real test in this canyon. So far so good. Grip's feeling pretty good. Front end's about to climb. It does with no difficulties. Now the back's gonna be a little bit harder here. There we go. Little love tap. And now we've got these cliffs that we're gonna try to climb on up here. This is the thing, guys. I'm pulling out all the stops because we got a little bit of a friendly competition with Ryan here. Actually, that was super doable in this GMC Canyon. Holy cow, just a couple little taps, but this thing just walked it. Gosh. All right, I thought we're gonna kind of grind our way up there and then maybe have to take the bypass, but not the case. This thing killed it. Yeah, GMC. Woo! All right, now here comes Ryan up the same obstacle in the Tacoma. Let's see if we can get it up this. Right out of the gate, it's obvious this Tacoma simply does not have the same front end clearance that the Canyon has. It took some finagling to get those front wheels up on this rock. Soon though, we had another problem. The Tacoma became high-centered on this ledge. It became clear that today might be a day of stacking rocks. So we're gonna try to scoot Ryan a little bit to the driver's side, but he doesn't have the same clearance that Canyon has. All right, we're good. We played around on this line for a few minutes, but it became clear that the Tacoma simply wasn't gonna get up this without some underside damage. Ryan, to his credit, is not giving up. He's gonna try another angle here on the right side of the rock. We'll see if we can clear it.
Where are you running? We're gonna lift, but we're not gonna lift enough. Okay.
All right, dude.
I'll give you this one.
So we've got the man, the myth, the legend here himself.
Oh, whatever. Hi.
Ryan. So thanks for bringing out this Tacoma, your Tacoma.
Yes.
And you've done some things to this truck to make it a little cooler.
Well, I didn't just make it cooler. The fact is that I do a lot of solo adventuring. That's on our channel, Driving Sports TV. So I have added a number of features here. We have the Addictive Desert Designs steel bumper with the optional top hoop, and then it has a DV8 winch. It's a 12K unit underneath, buried in there. I even got the optional steel skid plate underneath. You know, these often you have the problem of actually losing approach angle. This one's actually really, really close to stock. And that's what I like. I didn't want to have a big, like, you know, lower jaw jutting out. I hate that look. And I think this is a nice combination of functionality and subtle but aggressive looks.
Yeah. What about like skid plates? Are you stock? Or
I am fully loaded with skid plates. And then I also have the Toyota OEM rock rails that I also have on my Land Cruiser 250. The suspension is 100% stock right now. So those are Bilsteins with piggyback reservoirs. So the ride height, Toyota says I have 11 inches of ground clearance. I have no idea where they're measuring that from though. The wheels and tires are of course BFG KO3s and they're wrapped around methods. I forgot the exhaust. It's around here somewhere.
Hang on, you want to go find it?
It's a night top front axle dump. This rack is about $2,500. This one is made by ARB specifically for the 2024 and up Tacoma.
So in terms of price, where are we at with all the stuff on this truck?
Okay, so out the door, $58,000. You know, a little bit less than that, just like your Canyon.
Yep.
There are a few modifications here, so we're looking at about $13,000 in modifications.
Our GMC Canyon AT4X is bone stock. Both these trucks have an MSRP within just a couple $100s of each other, and this Canyon has the stock rubber, which is the same size as the Tacoma, but it is a Goodyear Wrangler. Both these trucks are aired down.
There we go, 18 PSI, almost exactly. It's pretty good.
So what's your strategy here?
So we got a couple lines. There is a bypass on this one, but I feel like I haven't scraped enough paint off the underside of this thing yet.
No.
So we're gonna take the hard line.
Okay.
I don't know if it's gonna do it, but we're gonna try it.
So you're gonna go on the right? Okay.
No, we're gonna go left. So I'm gonna try to go up,
you're gonna
up
hug
the face.
Oh, fascinating.
We'll see if it does it.
Bold move.
We'll see if it does
works
it.
out for you.
Eastbound and down, 18 wheels a trucking. That's the lyric. We gonna do what they say, can't be done. All right, focus. Real journalism. Case is watching me. Climb, Canyon, climb. Now this has a 2.7 liter 4-cylinder, big displacement 4-cylinder with 430 pound-feet of torque. Now that is less than Ryan in his Tacoma. He's got 465. But honestly, it just don't matter because in low range, you use such a tiny percentage of that torque. And as we're finding, Canyon can do things that you just wouldn't believe straight out of them box. Now this is gonna be fun. There's like a little bit of a rock wall here. I'm gonna try to climb on up. Case is looking at that front end. Come on, GMC. Let's use some of them skid plates. You're not grinding, you're not doing off-roading fun. This thing's got too much ground clearance. What the heck? Just scrape. This is hard stuff. Dang truck just doesn't scrape on anything. Burt Reynolds today. Howdy, partner. All right, here comes the airplane up the same line. Let's see if we can do it. A little bit of a scrape on that first attempt, but with some subtle adjustments, the Toyota started to climb on up. So Ryan made it up that first set of steps, but now we're gonna do this climb. Let's see if he's got the clearance. Oh, wow! Wow, it did it! He's using a lot of those skid plates though. Ryan, how's it looking, my dude?
So obviously I did rub something under there. I don't see anything. Maybe I just scratched a scratch that was already scratched.
Ryan actually broke the rock. So we're out here on top of the world. Now Onyx Off-Road rates this around a 6 out of 10. There are some bypasses, but here's the deal. I think we gotta try all the hard lines.
This Canyon AT4X is very capable. This is not the AEV edition that gets you 35s and some extra clearance, and that's one of our favorite, if not our very favorite, rock crawling mid-sized trucks you can buy. But even the standard AT4X, like what we're driving now, is capable enough. It's worth giving each obstacle a shot.
100%. Yeah, I mean, look, on paper, these two trucks are very similar. They both have 9-10 inches of ground clearance, right? They both have 33-inch tall tires. They both have rock rails. But the crazy thing is, just because two things are similar on paper doesn't mean that in the real world, things aren't totally different. This next climb really shows how impressive a bone stock GMC Canyon AT4X is. We've got a series of big climbs, and with some careful line placement, I was able to get this GMC up these ledges with no rock stacking.
I used all the clearance we got.
Now the start of this obstacle went really well for the Tacoma, and with both of these trucks aired down, traction wasn't an issue. But then on the ledge, things got a little bit trickier. We tried a couple different lines, but it quickly became clear that this truck wasn't going to do it without some help. All right, let's see if this sideways angle, let's stop. Ah! Every time it's just slamming into that fair lead. So yeah, we could rock stack a little. I think that's smart.
I don't need much.
Okay, now that did it. All right, now you're gonna grip on the front. Beautiful, all right. Now this is gonna be a little interesting. Let me check passenger side. Yeah, you're about to climb in the passenger. So this is pretty crazy. So Ryan, what just happened?
System stopped, front camera out of temperature range. Wait until normal operation.
The camera overheated.
Yeah, front camera. Let's see if I can turn it on. I can turn it on still. Why is it? Oh, you know what overheated?
What?
The lane detect system.
The lane detect system overheated.
A lane detect doesn't like being on a hot trail all day.
Let's keep going. Just like that, yep. Let's see what you're hitting. It's fuel tank. Let me stack a couple rocks underneath this right rear.
I'll go back to that.
If the trail doesn't work, you build a new trail. We're gonna try to get a little bit more ability to clear that fuel tank. So that's good, Ryan. That should do it. All right, let's see if we'll do it on this side. Okay, you're about to climb in the back. Another climb in the back. Woo! How we looking, Ryan?
These guys make a solid fair lead. ADV's fair lead is, oh, that's the DB8. The DB8 fair lead is solid.
It's holding up pretty good.
I mean, when you take a truck, you just keep hitting things with it. It's just, you hope it holds up. It does. That's great. Yeah, so far, no big deal, right? We're just having fun.
We did it. Both trucks are up. We're still not at the top, though. It just keeps going. All right, hard line Tommy today. I might be flexing a little in this canyon, but what else? Like, you can't spend 57 grand on a truck and not flex a little on your friends, right? So we're gonna take the ledge. See how this thing does. Oh God, it's so good. This truck is so capable. This is crazy. Just what this thing can do out of the box. The angles are just impressive, and this isn't even she's not even like a Bison or an AEV version of this thing. Just a normal ass Canyon, AT4X. That looks like a traffic cone, and look what we're doing. Easy work in the GMC. Right, not bad out of the Tacoma, pretty sweet. All right, this is gonna be an interesting little test for the two of us. Now, I am gonna going to the cameras. The GMC has really good off-road cameras. We're gonna do a little bit of two-footing. See if we can't get the stock truck up here. Now, I believe most of the books will tell you not to bring a stock vehicle through this part specifically. So, come on, GMC. Oh God, this is very impressive on clearances. This makes this stuff look easy. Holy moly. That was impressive. That was seriously impressive. I'm not sure the Tacoma's gonna do that. Actually, it did, and fairly easily. It did have a bit of a crunch in the front. I was impressed that Tacoma was able to climb these ledges with no difficulty. So, Case, we're nearing the top of the trail.
Yeah, we're getting there.
And this canyon is killing it. And you know, kudos to Ryan. That Tacoma's keeping up pretty well.
Yeah, it is. We've definitely got a little bit better clearance. So there's some spots where the sliders or the skid plates on the Tacoma touch, and this one's able to walk up over top a little more easily. But I am really impressed with both of these trucks. A lot of this trail, if you ever come run it, is not too challenging, but there's some spots that have some pretty decent sized features.
They kind of sneak up on you. Yeah. So like you'll be nothing. You're like, oh, okay, pretty good sized ledge here. Canyon's got pretty good cameras. So we got a front facing camera, obviously, with the wheel lines, so we can see exactly where our front end is at, which has been pretty helpful. But there's also rear facing cameras, and these are pretty funky underbody cameras, Case.
Yeah, which is kind of a cool thing to have.
Some dust on that one.
Not something that you find on a lot of other trucks. So GM in general does a really good job with their available cameras, and this truck no different.
The ledges just keep coming. Now we got this kind of weird off camber thing. Let's see how that GMC does. If we can clear this bad boy without scraping. So far looking good. To back up? No, this Canyon. Man, I love this truck. This thing does so much more than a typical person would ever think about needing to do. Why would you modify a Canyon AT4X? You don't need to. It just does everything you need. Air it down to 17, 18, and let her climb. Oh, so good. You know, independent front suspension, I know the Jeep guys get all worked up about it, but it does what you need it to do. Genuinely, IFS in these modern rigs is fine. Unless you're doing King of the Hammers, and even then they're running IFS, by the way, in a lot of cases. But for your typical weekend warrior, IFS is great. If it'll do this, it'll do probably what you need it to do. On paper, there are a lot of similarities between these two trucks. They both have 8-speed automatic transmissions. They're both short beds. They both have a full 4-door cab. But there are some differences. The Canyon does have a front locking differential, and that Toyota is a hybrid TRD off-road. But the biggest difference is not the hybrid system or the front locker, it's just the clearance. That GMC is set up out of the box with the clearance you need for advanced trails. The Tacoma, maybe not so much. This trail is pretty funny because the first 80% of it you could realistically do in most stock off-road trucks.
Yeah, Tommy even said, you think a Renegade could do this, or a Liberty?
I've seen like a lifted Renegade do this, right? But then as you get toward the top, the last 20%, excuse the word, is kind of a real bitch for a stock vehicle.
Yeah, it turns into kind of a different trail altogether.
Yeah, and it's so fun. It is so fun because you get these incredible slick rock, basically rivers you're driving through, which is just the coolest experience. But I'm not sure most people would want to take their brand new truck down this part of the trail.
No, it's a little abusive. It's right at the limits of, I would say, the clearance that this AT4X has.
Mm-hmm.
So that Tacoma, for example, even though it's modified, there's quite a few spots where it's hitting underneath, and quite a few spots where on the Tacoma we're having to stack rocks. I'm impressed with the Canyon because so far this truck hasn't had to have any rock stacked, and that's taken the exact same lines.
Yep.
Not doing any easier lines. So this truck is really out of the box an impressive level of capability.
And there have been a couple spots where I have clicked on that front locker, and you could say that's cheating, but look, Toyota could put a front locker in their trucks.
They could.
They do it in
the
Lexus
past.
and in the LX, right? So I think if you've got the tools, use them. And most of the trail I've done just with open diffs, occasionally rear locker. I've only had to click on that front a couple times.
Yeah, and there really haven't been any traction issues. A lot of this slick rock, being bone dry as it is right now, has really great traction. The bigger issue is angles.
Yeah, and this truck just has the angles. I mean, maybe Ryan will disagree in his video. You have to check out Driving Sports. But when you get it on the back half of this trail and things get much more difficult, these two don't even feel like they're in the same class.
Yeah, look, obviously we like our truck. This is the one that we spent our money on. It's the one that we're rooting for to win. But it's definitively having an easier time getting up this trail.
Final obstacle. This is Men from the Boys, baby. Let's see what we can do in this canyon. This trail waited till the end to give us the best of it. Come on, GMC. You've been so good up to this point. I'm going front locker. It might be a bad take, but I'm doing it. Come on, Canyon. I don't know if this is gonna be the best line, but it looks like the fun line. I'm all about. Okay, there we go. Cutting hard driver. This truck makes everything look easy. This is incredible. Look what you can do. There we go. Ryan thought I wouldn't clear it, but this thing's got those little cutouts in front of the wheels, which help it so much. a stick. Let's see. You clear everything? Oh, dude.
Those little cutouts in the front, right in front of your tires.
Kind of a game changer.
It kind of is, yeah.
Yeah,
You
those
have
little
such a
like.
great, even though your approach angle doesn't sound that impressive on paper, but your angular.
Yeah, you can just kind of glide through stuff.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yes, Canyon! Oh, buddy, this thing rocks. I brought the right truck. Tacoma will do it. You just got to be a little bit more careful with the line placement. So if you want really high quality, well produced shots of this trail, Driving Sports is a place to go. However, if you want to learn about my new favorite movie, TFL Off-Road's a place, because Case just showed me an institution.
Absolutely. It's crazy to think that as far as, look, Tommy, you've been an automotive journalist basically since you were 12. So you've been in this automotive industry that long, and you just now, as of yesterday, for the first time saw Smokey and the Bandit.
And I am in love, Case.
It's a good movie.
Listen, I don't think a lot of people know about this movie, so.
Well, yeah, I think you're actually a little late to the party.
Maybe a little late to the party, but that was pure 1977 gold throughout.
Yeah, that is such a fun movie. It's unreal. Burt Reynolds is so cool.
The snowman, who's his like
Jerry Reed.
Case was saying he wrote the music in that movie.
Yeah, I believe so. He was a singer. Which is pretty cool.
Freaking awesome. So this is my unsponsored pitch. If you haven't seen Smokey and the Bandit, which you probably haven't,
Yeah,
go watch it.
definitely.
Freaking awesome. Well, Case, would you look at that?
I know, Tommy. It was a bit of a process getting up here, especially because we had to do some rock stacking for the Tacoma, and the top part of the trail got pretty challenging. But again, I'm just so impressed at this canyon for a bone stock truck to be coming up here. There's not a lot of factory fresh vehicles you'd want to do this with.
And on 33s, dude.
I know.
Not bad. I'll take that.
Really pretty cool.
That's freaking awesome. So credit to the GM guys for building a cool truck, because this thing rocked it. Dude! Top of the world. So both these trucks made it one piece more or less, but nothing's falling off or dripping, so I think we're doing pretty good. But the big question is, between these two, which did better?
I think without a doubt it was the AT4X. I just hit way more than you did. Even though I have stock clearances, you just did better. If you look under your truck, there's nothing hanging down. They did a phenomenal job engineering this truck for these type of trails.
Now, do you think you would have done better if you had a Pro or a Trail Hunter?
It wouldn't have changed.
Okay.
Those trucks will give you a slight, I think you get about a half-inch more lift effective with both of those, and I don't think that's quite enough. A 2-inch lift on that truck fixes all the problems with it. We had the exact same problem when we were doing off-roading in Idaho. It's just, you're just constantly hitting things, so you don't have enough clearance under it. The approach angle's not good enough, and yeah, too many bits.
So is a lift next up?
I don't know, we'll consider it. We'll think about a 2-inch lift. The question is, am I gonna do more rock crawling? I don't do a lot of rock crawling typically. I do overlanding type stuff, and so that is perfectly built for that,
right,
for the most part. So we'll have to wait and see.
Well, Ryan, if folks want to see more of you,
Driving Sports TV on YouTube.
And if you want to see less of Ryan, TFL Off-Road, but we love Ryan. He did awesome. Thanks for coming out.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me.
Till next time.
See ya.